Chills, thank you for being here. Tell it if you can, share it out. Tell everybody you can share this Twitch link so we can try to get this ball rolling.
And watch, just like last time, it's going to pop up like 7 minutes later into
Exactly.
it. I say we just go. Let's just go. All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and a technical rainbow in between, it's your boy, Mr. Petty, the petty producer who can't do anything right today. Go ahead, Mr. Proper.
Not true.
I'll let you have that for right now. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Like I said earlier, share the link if you can. We're just having some issues. But we're going to get right into the show. Rita, you were drinking some wine Hennessy concoction. I was drinking Terramana and cranberry grape juice. Mr. Petty is dealing with a hangover.
Hennessy. It was the Hennessy of wine.
You gotta be proper about that.
That wine Hennessy concoction, alluding to Hennessy actually being there. There's no Hennessy that's actually present. That's all.
Fair enough. All right. So, last but not least,
we got Rick James over
Honolulu.
here.
What are you drinking, man? You're not frozen. Stop acting like
He's like, my name is a pimp named Running Back.
Drinking peach juice and tequila. There you go.
What tequila is it?
It's tequila.
I don't know.
God.
Of course.
Okay. In place of your cousin, please go ahead and hit us with the church announcements. Don't be an asshole like my cousin's being right now.
That man's just letting his soul
church
glow.
announcement, very, very important church announcement, the only one that we actually care about, is that we will be at the Tyson's Corner AMC, not Tyson's Corner. Yeah,
yep, you said it right.
Tyson's Corner AMC on the
11th
at 7:30, watching, Wakanda Forever. In our white, that's kind of why I got a little beige on. Don't wear beige, wear white. But, we'll be in our funeral attire for T'Challa. So show up, 7:30, get a ticket. I think it's still some available. None of us are sitting together because we threw this together, real Section 8-ish, but it doesn't matter. Just show up. Okay. So that's church announcement number one. Now let's go into the BS announcements that we added for filler. Silver Surfer special presentation. I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to parlay it to the other three people that hopefully do.
You put some respect on Norn Rod. Rad.
Norn Rod. That sounds like a terrible porn actor.
First of all,
that sounds like the worst porn actor ever. So essentially, because of the popularity of Werewolf by Night and how good that was, Marvel is now pitching a bunch of, instead of, like we had Armor Wars being turned into a movie, and now as opposed to expanding or trying to make everything a series, these special presentation things are something that we could see becoming more and more prevalent. So the first one that has been pitched is a Silver Surfer special presentation that would come out right before Fantastic Four. So that's something that possibly could be happening coming down the line.
Which a good thing is, and I think I've claimed this on a different episode, that I think that's how they should do it in introducing the Fantastic Four. Basically, like the 90s cartoon, they showed a clip of the Galactus consuming a planet, and they were traveling through space. They got hit with cosmic rays, sent back to Earth, and they changed. So I think that's the way they should do the Fantastic Four origin. Just show him consuming a planet, and then there's like Reed Richards working on wormhole technology, which ties into the negative zone. He takes his family on this trip for some godforsaken reason. They go through the wormhole, they see Galactus, get hit with rays, go through the other wormhole, land back on Earth. And Galactus is like, that planet looks nice and blue. I want to eat that shit. There you go.
So I got a question. So how would they show it? Like, would he just eat like planets like he would a grape? Just pop that bitch in his mouth, keep it moving. Like, I'm just talking about on a cinematic movie type situation. Like
same way he does in the comics.
Would he eat the planet like he would a fresh batch of snickerdoodles that came out of either Avison Mall or Forestville Mall? Like, it's like, how is he eating this planet, right? I'm just trying to
he takes a giant straw and he literally, like a Capri Sun, he just inhales all the essence and the energy and life forces of that planet until it's just empty.
I'm just
Husk.
curious as to how this takes place. That's all.
While Galactus is massive in size, he doesn't grab globes and just takes a bite of them. There was actually a spinoff character in the Tick series that was basically the eater of worlds, and he basically was like taking chunks out of the moon like it was a big ass piece of cheese. So that would be comical to see. That would be hilarious.
No, I just want to see it. That's all. That's what I'm
going. I think you would just see the planet start to slowly atrophy over time. Like it would just all the life,
like I said, like a Capri
Sun. Like that.
So Trey, you also brought up another interesting point that could go into that. Like you were talking about Galactus as population control for the Eternals, right?
Yes.
And so since we see that Eternals are birthed from inside of a planet, then I mean that could be like with him like popping planets like they're fucking little, like, because essentially what you said is that a planet is an egg and the fucking the planet is a shell and the yolk is the Eternal. So he could just be making them like boiled eggs and just popping them shits in there.
Why is this feeling like a pre-workout ritual? Like that's also giving me that when you.
I mean, I'm just saying, eating planets ain't easy work.
I'm just saying it could be. He could do it. Remember in the original Rocky, before he would go out and run, he would crack up and crack some eggs into a glass and then drink them shits. I mean, you never know. That could be.
Have you ever tried that shit? Have you? You're the workout guy. Have you ever tried that shit, Rick?
No.
I have tried it before. Don't ever do that. No one ever anywhere should ever do that. It immediately triggers, like, if you are somebody who like, it immediately makes you throw up. Like as soon as I wasn't going to say that, but as soon as it hits your throat, it's coming right back out. I would never do that shit again.
Okay, but why do people drink it?
People don't.
Because it's supposed to. So that's one of those old ways of getting protein right into your body. Before protein shakes were a thing, and before I could get a chocolate or strawberry or vanilla flavored protein, motherfuckers just out here drinking egg yolks, or excuse me, forcing egg yolks down their gullet.
Ugh. Right.
It wasn't a practice that was well used. I should put it like that.
All right. Now that we've successfully killed that, let's go on to Moist Fest 2002. And what I mean by that is Creed. The Creed 3 trailer has dropped, and so have the ladies in their panties. Yes, sir. We have Killmonger versus Kane versus Baby Daddy number 1 versus Baby Daddy number 2. And the ladies are here for all of it. All of it. I will happily pay my money twice to see this movie.
I would love to see if the women have the same love for him when they find out who his girlfriend is.
Which one? Which
Majors.
one?
Majors.
Johnson Majors?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just waiting for the backlash to happen.
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's very becoming, like, whenever, like, the hot new thing of the hot new black actor comes out and it's like, oh, mine, Chocolate Man. Oh, you with a white woman? Fucking sellout.
I mean,
like,
but
yo,
that's
bro,
the norm.
like...
Unfortunately, that's like the norm. Like, so you just have to wait until they kind of sort of come to their senses and circle back around, because they always do. So you just wait for them,
or they go off the deep end, like somebody else we're not going to mention.
Just saying.
So getting back to the actual movie, who the fuck is like? Is anybody like it really? Does anybody really care about how this movie is going to end? Because we all know how it's going to end. Like, it's a sport.
It's a sports movie.
Yeah, it's a sports movie. And then also, like, I've been saying this to people just because, like, people who know the Rocky mythos and how the Rocky films lay out, like, this is essentially Rocky 3, right? And what happened in Rocky 3?
5.
Nah, this is Rocky 3.
No, it's Rocky 5.
It's definitely a continuation.
So
the
reason why I said,
okay,
you know where I'm going with the Rocky 5, because he's practically training Clubber Lang Jr.
Right. No,
exactly.
I know where you're going. Yeah.
It's a mixture of, so I'll say
you gotta fight like a colored Rocky.
It's a mixture of Rocky 3 and Rocky 5. Now here's the thing though, is Creed gonna have to start fighting like Rocky did and just taking all those punches and shit? And because Rocky had to learn how to fight like a black guy, so Creed was already fighting like a black guy. Now he's gonna fight like Rocky. But then also
fight like a colored, he ain't got no rhythm.
Also, I said this earlier this week on the show that me and Trey both were on. I hope that John Cena shows up as Thunderlips. I really, there's nothing more that I want in this world than to something like that to happen. And please, Michael B. Jordan, since you directed this, and Ryan Coogler, I know you helped him write it. So please, if you guys have any faith in your fans, give me John Cena as Thunderlips. Or if not, put Hulk Hogan in there as Thunderlips and just let Michael B. Jordan beat the shit out of him for about 45 minutes of the movie.
Nah, it's
I would really appreciate it.
Yeah,
why does Thunderlips sound like somebody who was in a porno? Like, it sounds like either a porno star's name or like a stripper's name, like Thunderlips, like coming to the stage.
Like, I don't know how Hulk Hogan even let that slide. Like, yo, what's my name? Thunderlips. All right, whatever. It's a paycheck.
Well,
it was actually, the 90s. It was 80s.
Go back and look at his presentation. The nigga came out in a baby blue cape, a baby blue top hat, and had a bunch of women with him. I mean, wrestler by day, dropping that third leg by night. I don't know.
That brings a whole new meaning to leg drop.
He probably calls her brother in the middle of it too. Brother.
He did that in his sex tape.
So is that going to be your Halloween costume? I know you were saying that you were having difficulty locating, certain costumes. So maybe this is something that could.
My Halloween costume is all together. I'm very prepared for Halloween.
So actually,
I'm just waiting on one last component to come.
I do want to say something about the Creed 3 movie that we were talking about how everybody's all talking about how this has been done before. Can we get something new? And as we said before, it's a sports movie. Sports movies only go 1-2 edge. You either win or you lose. That's it. So there's only so much you can do for an element for a fighting and boxing movie. But what they do add different twists and layers to it. So I do like the survivor's guilt aspect that they gave Creed, Apollo, Adonis, whatever his name is, Creed's character, because he does feel guilty that this person, like, that they were childhood friends, which is a weird twist to think about. Like, oh man, two former boxer, black boxer kids happen to be hanging out together and grew up together. Clubber Lang and Creed were not the same age. I don't know how that happened, but whatever.
So,
I just had to be an illegitimate bastard of a famous boxer. Me too. Let's hang out. Come on now.
No, so just Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang were hanging out at the same clubs in Philadelphia. Like, so both of their sons just ended up in Philadelphia and shit. Like, in between training Rocky, Apollo Creed was just out there backsliding on his wife.
Yeah. Come here, woman. I'll show you a real man.
All right, show you a real man.
I'm going to go through some of these comments. Genocide Circus, if you want to find a better way to force protein in your gullet, tune in to Kingsway Podcast. Thank you for that cheap pop. I can talk with my shit here. Yep. All right. Welcome over, Mr. Dixon. You got to go to jail to be a better boxer. That's pretty much the premise of that bullshit ass. Part 3, Johnny Jackson or Johnny the 88, but then we wouldn't be able to see him. Facts. Talking about him as Thunderlips. Let's see. Genocide Circus. Thunderlips is Thor's OnlyFans page.
Sounds about right.
Drop that hammer.
I can see that.
Cheesy Fry 69. Coming to the ring, fellas. You better finish your wings because here comes Thunderlips.
No, now we're just typecasting him as a black person who only eats wings and watermelon. But that's okay. I'm here for that too. Are they flats? That's all I want to know. Are they flats?
What's the matter with drumettes? Well, I got a question. What's the matter with drumettes? Why everybody want flats?
I'm down with drums.
Eating flats is more sexy.
I'm just trying to eat chicken. I ain't trying to entice
you. Say, just give me my goddamn chicken.
Right. On, man. You got an oral fixation? Do that on your own time. I just want to eat my chicken. Damn.
Facts. Rick is having too much fun. Yeah, he is.
About my oral Never mind. Go ahead.
Genocide Circus. Unfortunately, we have the video of old HH proving he doesn't say brother while he's working. All right. I never watched that tape. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I need not ravishing rage. Okay.
Can we get a show going on, y'all? Come on.
No, because all I see is my cousin, and I'm not talking about Rick. I'm talking about his sister right now. That's what I see. That's what you look like. You look like. Wow. That's what you look like.
Monique gonna whoop your ass. Monique gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. I'm about to text her telling you said that. For the first time, my sister's about to watch the show, and it's gonna be her threatening Trey for the whole rest of it.
She can't beat me. Anyway.
Okay, that concludes the church announcements. They're gonna move on to topic 1, which is something I don't want to talk about, so somebody else go.
So, if you didn't know, we've been talking trash about this movie, but they announced it, maybe 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And it deservedly so. Deservedly so, might I?
Yeah. So I finally went ahead and sat down and Greenbelt movie. Greenbelt AMC actually stepped their game. They got leather reclining seats and everything. I was surprised. Besides the point.
Easier to wipe the blood out.
Damn it. I would like to get some type of sponsorship at some point in time. Anyway, but I went down to Greenbelt and I watched Black Adam.
or they say, as they say in Portuguese, negra.
Put the Adam in there. It's just fucking negro.
So much like I was not disappointed in my disappointment. It is I'm not going to spoil it completely. We're going to leave a little bit. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you want us to spoil it. I don't give a fuck, in all honesty, because I really don't care about this movie. But
the comic book's Greenbelt. Sorry.
Hey, dude, that's where I went. Anyway, it was an excessive use of slow motion. It was predictable, and The Rock is literally this should be called Smoldering Adam, because it's literally I am Black Adam. He whispered through the entire fucking movie. Even when he's yelling, it's like it's like.
I felt like Robert Downey Jr. in when he was talking about Tug Speedman in Tropic Thunder. Where's the emotion? This scene's about emotionality. Where is it? Because I said yesterday. I actually was talking to Sharita about this. I said they literally could replace The Rock in emotional scenes with a fucking cardboard cutout, and you would get the same type of performance.
So he channeled his inner Brie Larson.
Nigga, no. Brie was way more. At least Brie gave a reaction to family being hurt. This nigga was just like, man. Anyway, lightning hands. Like it was. I'm frustrated. Like, so there the other characters in it. They had the Justice Society of America, right? You had Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and 2 random teenagers that they appeared to just kidnap off the side of the road and include in their adventures to stop fucking Black Adam. If you are a black actor, right, and you're trying to get yourself out there, yeah, being in a Rock vehicle movie is probably good for your career. But also, it's no good for your pride, because this nigga's gonna disrespect the shit out of you the whole movie. Aldous Hodge should be turned over in his grave right now, even though he's not dead, because he was disrespected so bad throughout this whole movie. Hawkman is literally a metal punching bag throughout the whole fucking movie. You know how some heroes, when they get beat up a lot throughout the movie, even fucking Anthony Mackie's Falcon gets a redemption like punch or some shit like that. This nigga got none of that. He got nothing. He just got his ass beat all over Kahndaq, and it was just trying to be the fucking moral police the whole goddamn time.
Heroes don't kill.
So their objective was, okay, first off, what I didn't understand was how they had so much information on somebody who's been technically non-existent for 5,000 years. I understand he was supposed to be a fictional character back then, but they got a whole city built about him, so they got a little bit of lore, but they knew like power levels and shit like that. Like what we need some heavy hitters to go after this guy. So they send in the fucking Z team to go take him out. And I almost got mad in the theater per usual. You know, it's me. They're clearly my comic knowledge kicked back in and was like, okay, he has the wisdom of somebody, but he spoke pristine English immediately. Like he woke up and was like, what are you guys doing? Stop moving. What do you do? Like, you didn't even try to, like, and you could tell the dubs over of somebody else speaking the language of Kahndaq. It wasn't him talking. His lips weren't even moving at the right time for the subtitles.
So I was so distracted. So that was something that I was thinking about yesterday while I was in the gym. I was so distracted by the fact that he just started speaking English randomly that it distracted me while I was on the Stairmaster. Normally I do 25 minutes on the Stairmaster. I did 35 because I spent 10 minutes going, how the fuck did this nigga learn English? Like, where did this come from? Then also, so this movie also I hate to say this movie is the linchpin for the whole DCEU because it connects to literally every DC movie except for the Robert Pattinson emo Batman. But it literally What you mean? That was a Jason Momoa poster that these niggas randomly fought through.
Oh God. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there's one scene I will spoil. Hawk, like Rick Stroh said, Hawkman and Black Adam just did not get along for the majority of the movie. They literally go into this little boy's room who Black Adam saved earlier. He's got nothing but superhero paraphernalia from all the DC. Like, how much money do you make in this third world country that your mother can buy you posters and action figures? That's besides
his mom's a professor, so
in a third world country.
I mean,
they don't have professors in third world countries.
Well,
they don't
have scientists.
I didn't say she didn't exist. I'm saying she didn't have that type of money. Like, there's no way.
They got doctors and scientists and lawyers in other countries.
Kandak, whatever you want to call it. She makes she makes 3 pesos as opposed to the 2. Okay, but still, no. They go into this room.
Who taught you how to read?
Talking trash.
I'm tired.
They go into this room. They're talking trash. They're arguing back and forth. Testosterone goes flying. They start wrecking. They are destroying everything in this room. Like, there's a special shot of each hero getting taken out, basically, and then it ended with the Superman emblem with Black Adam's fist coming through it. That's how they ended the fight. Like, the imagery in that was just why? What service? The whole purpose of that kid having all this stuff in this room was so that he could destroy it.
That was fan service. That was Dwayne putting his own fan service in there. It's just like, oh, Black Adam can destroy every hero, and I'm gonna show you guys. And that's it's just. And even when the girl from the Suicide Squad that was also on Peacemaker, I forgot her name, but she pops up as running this whole prison, and I was just like, wait a minute, didn't you just get shot in the stomach on Peacemaker? Why are you here doing this? Listen, I love the action.
The movie's
scenes.
bad.
Yeah, I love the action. I love the action scenes were pretty damn good. Like, I will say, when Black Adam awakens and he fucking grabs the dude by the throat and electrocutes him, that shit was pretty good. But also, it was pretty good when I saw it 2 years ago at the first DC Fandom when we were all on lockdown. So, I mean, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen most of the good shit. There are no real surprises except for the post-credit scene. And, well, Dwayne already spoke.
There was good shit in the trailer.
As far as action scenes. If I can sit here and with a straight face and say that I love the Fast and Furious movies, I got to give the action scenes in this movie as credit. Now,
which further solidifies the fact that why I did not pay my money to go see this fucking movie, because y'all have been trying to force fucking Fast and Furious movies on me, which is very disrespectful.
On you.
Then you tried to force this movie on me, and I told y'all that I wasn't paying it, and it's given Section 8, and it's given ghetto, and I don't like it. I do not like it at all.
But linchpin. It connects the DC universe. You're gonna be missing out. You're gonna be missing a lot if you look at other movies.
The best part about this movie is that it comes to an end. Period. That's it. So, that's all I have to say.
That's fair. So I think that this could be the shining light that brings them out of the darkness as far as their bad movies, and hopefully it can steer them in the right direction. Hopefully. Because
Snyder's Cut was supposed to serve that purpose, and then you come back with this bullshit. So
I'm not a DCEU fan. However, this transitions into our next topic, the state of the DCEU, basically, because based on this could tie in, because they, for the most part, they stayed canonical enough for Black Adam's origin. Like he pretty much stayed the same with a couple of tweaks. Except for he's not a totally ruthless. Well, yeah. Power wise,
whole origin story. How is it a couple?
He's had 3 different origin stories in the comics. So they picked and choose from each, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm just saying it works for movies. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you what they changed. I'm just saying that they changed some things.
They changed it because The Rock put it in his contract.
More than likely.
That's literally why they changed it.
However, from this, if you keep one canonical thing about him is he tends to stay in conduct. This is my country. I'm their protector. I'm their king. Don't fucking come here or I'll fucking kill you. That's his rules. And they stayed pretty much true to that. You fucking with my country, I'm kicking you the fuck out, I'm killing you. So, what's up?
Is this The Rock's 2028 presidential campaign? This movie? This is my country. I'm going to protect it. Is that what this is just now?
Well, basically,
wow.
Based on the movie, no, because he doesn't become the king. Like, at one point, he does the whole Black Adam pose on the throne, then he smashes that shit because he says it feels wrong. But, Trey, what were you saying? What were you leading into?
I was just saying that with movies, with shows like Peacemaker, this right here, I'm gonna say this is probably the third best movie to come out of DCEU so far. First for me is Shazam. I'm gonna get hell for this. Wonder Woman, the first one, is number 2, and then there's that. That's what I think. This is the third best because it stays close enough to the characters that they as they are. The changes that are made are acceptable, and we could see more things coming up. Now, as far as the after credits, and this does tie into the DCEU state of DCEU. Rock already spoiled it. Fucking Henry Cavill, whatever the fuck his name is.
Cavill.
He's reprising. I'm gonna say what I said. He reprised his role as Superman. He comes back, flies down. It's nothing special. They don't fight. They allude to a fight. Why the fuck Amanda Waller has enough sway on Superman to make him go to Kahndaq just to have a conversation with them, I don't fucking understand. So, but we could get, I think it was the early 2000s they had where Black Adam became a part of Justice League temporarily. We could do that and have him try to be the anti-hero there who's the foil, the powerful foil to Superman. That could lead into other things. I still think they should go with Matt Fraction's Batman and the Detective Batman and go from there. But fuck it. What do you guys think of the future of the DCU as it is right now?
I'll start.
They didn't suck enough penises.
What?
That's what I think. Because it's too much trash freaking content that's coming out. And if your content is trash all the time, you didn't get on your knees long enough. That's how I feel. Period. I don't care if you agree with it or not.
I don't even understand it.
Who is filleting? Okay, all right, okay. Rick Stroh, what were you gonna say?
So the funny thing about Black Adam coming out and people saying that it's good or it goes along with it, Walter Hamada quit on the Thursday night release. Walter Hamada was the man who was basically the Kevin Feige of the DCEU.
Didn't he just get hired?
Yeah, like last year, and he quit. So that tells you a lot. Also, like the whole Henry Cavill coming back as Superman thing. I mean, I fucking guess because now they're talking about they want to do a Man of Steel 2. And I mean, I feel like the window for that is a little like after all the back and forth and the ups and downs, I feel like that, I mean, it could be good, but then also, are we going to keep with Zack Snyder's direction or are we going to go in a different direction with this? Like, who we have directed? What is the story going to be about? Are we going to do like a Brainiac story? Like, what are we going to do? You got, Superman's been doing all this. Superman has literally died and come back since the first Man of Steel. So where are we going to go with this? And also, there's this whole Ezra Miller thing. And it appears as though DC has
letting him do what he wants to do.
Yeah, DC has Stockholm syndrome with Ezra Miller, and not only is the Flashpoint coming out, but also the script for the Flash Part 2 has been written for a while. So I mean, I guess, so real quick, Trey. I mean, because I'm only saying this to Trey because Trey saw the movie. When they were fighting in that kid's room, when Hawkman and Black Adam were fighting in that kid's room, right? And they crushed a Batman figurine. Who did that look like?
That was Matt Damon. Ben Affleck. They're interchangeable at this point. Ben Affleck.
Exactly. So are we bringing back Ben Affleck? I know he's coming. Like, I know basically every time they've asked him to come back, he's like, yeah, I'll come back even though I don't want to do it anymore. So now you got the Pattinson Batman, and then you got Batfleck out here running around. So it is still like, as much as they want to have continuity, there still is no real continuity. So I mean, we'll see whatever the fuck they got going on. But I mean, it's a whole bunch of shit.
The only excuse. I'm sorry. We about to say something, Cam?
Yeah. The state of DCEU for me has always been like I have no faith in it. Like they'll give me some good stuff. I'll be like, all right, cool, that's cool, and then they'll mess it up right again, and it's too inconsistent. Like they'll have a great movie, and then they'll have a shit movie. Like Wonder Woman, the first movie, like you put like before Shazam, Wonder Woman was probably their best movie that they had.
Right.
And then Wonder Woman 84, like literally like a year apart. And that was probably like one of their worst movies I've seen in a while. So I was like, hey, how y'all gonna go from like, yeah, this is really good period piece to the 80s bullshit? Like, yo, that make, oh my God. So yeah,
it's a lot. And then like I tried to redeem, like I said, Justice League with the Snyder cut, and it was like, okay, there is actually some redemption here. Still a hot mess, but not as much of a hot mess. It was actually tolerable. Like you actually watched the whole 4.5 fucking hours like of a movie, right? So, and it's like, okay, so we're like, all right, we're coming off of the Snyder cut, expecting more, and then you give me this predictable mess of a movie.
Is this the first movie after the Snyder cut?
I think so.
No, didn't they have a Suicide Squad?
If not the first movie, is one of the first.
So they had Suicide Squad, the second
one,
right?
Peacemaker.
And then
it was the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker.
A movie?
The Harley Quinn movie.
No, that was before. That was in between the two Suicide Squads.
Okay, so that further lets me know those movies were so fucking bad I forgot they existed. So yeah. My point still kind of sort of stands. Like y'all have a redemption arc and then you fuck it up. Like, what is the purpose of these constant redemption arcs just to give us trash content afterwards? And that's really why I don't fuck with DC. Not the comics per se, but just like the movies or the TV shows. Like Peacemaker was cool. Like to me, Peacemaker was the best cinematic thing, even though it wasn't a movie theater. But it's the best thing that y'all have put out, in my opinion. So my whole thing is that why do I get my hopes up or I'm ready to spend money on anything DC related if I know that you're going to give me a dirty fucking diaper and tell me that it's great? And I'm going to look at you like, no, this is a dirty fucking diaper. What is this?
It's corn in it, nigga. I don't want this.
That's what they do.
Hello, sir. We prepared your shit sandwich with parsley.
It's a hot
Would
pocket.
you like it?
A hot pocket.
Dear God. It's but no, you're I agree. I'm just trying to think of ways it could be fixed because I thoroughly enjoy. Yes, I love the comics. I actually like DC comics more than I like Marvel comics. Reading them, they have better stories, they have better heroes, arguably, but with the exception of like X-Men. But yeah, like I prefer those over that. I just would say that's where most of my continuity anger goes, is because of DC. But this is an opportunity, if they take it, to make things canonical, to make not canonical, but make things connected and have some synchronicity with their stuff, if they just follow the fucking storyboards that have been printed for 70, 80 years. So I don't know.
I think they need someone who can see a vision of what they're trying to do, as opposed to like,
I wish you would hire me. Warner Brothers Discovery, please.
Are you, Trey, what would be your goal for DC? You just gonna walk in with a bunch of comics and be like, all right, here's your storyboards?
No.
And then it's like, he gonna read one script. This on Father Source material. He gonna throw a whole script at somebody.
I'm good with changes. I'm starting with the Green Lantern mythos, and we're gonna do that shit right with a younger Hal Jordan and show him progressing through the years. Simultaneously with that, you keep the Batman that we just got with the Detective Comics. That's your lower end of things. You start up there and you build up out from there. You show Oa, Hal Jordan, Kilowog. You show their adventures there. You show Sinestro turning into a Yellow Lantern. You show this shit, but you don't try to make it a fucking.
So
You make it
how many movies
Star
is that?
Trek.
How many movies is that? And which
two movies tops.
Two movies.
For Green
So
Lantern,
we got
Who is your director?
So you got a Green Lantern and a Batman movie?
Yeah, I would start there.
Who's directing it?
Honestly, I would do for Green Lantern. I would do Spielberg. I would give it to Steven Spielberg. I really would. I think he would have his. Well, I don't know if Lucas is doing anything anymore, but yeah, I would give it to Spielberg. I think visually, you'd be able to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't let George Lucas direct anything.
I was about to say, if you want to keep it to source material, you definitely don't want him near it.
No. But I think
get real weird.
I think Spielberg wouldn't saturate us with a whole. We would get more practical applications of effects. We wouldn't get over CGI'd out like we're gonna get lens flares every fucking where just because we're in space. I think he would actually
leave J.J. Abrams alone.
No, because we got to deal with the fucking Avatar 2 coming out. But yeah.
So Z Nuts has an idea about James Gunn could possibly be their Kevin Feige, which I've been saying since I've seen what he did with both Peacemaker and Suicide Squad.
So I wanted to address that comment also. I don't agree with that. And here's why I don't agree with that. So the thing about it is Kevin Feige is not a director. Kevin Feige is a producer. He is the oversight of everything. Exactly. You're talking about putting. I actually don't really like the whole one main director of everything. I like changing it up because I remember a friend of mine a few years ago told me when Josh Whedon, when it came out after Age of Ultron, that he wasn't going back to Marvel and things like that. And a friend of mine was just like, "Oh, now Marvel's in trouble. They don't have they don't have a director. They don't have one vision." Well, they do. Kevin Feige is the vision, and he's laid out the timeline, and everybody else is to essentially get their stone in that timeline, right? I think
they're
DC
basically
needs
to help push the vision forward. That's their job.
Exactly, and I think DC needs to settle on someone like So people forget Jeff Johns was actually in charge of this, and after a year of doing it, Jeff Johns was just like, you know what? I got nothing for you. This is too fucking much because of Warner Brothers interference. I feel like if they would have someone like a Jeff Johns or like a Jim Lee, someone who is familiar with everything and who can lay out that vision, that would be the perfect reality for them. And quite frankly, but also the problem is that Marvel is such a juggernaut and they've started with this rolling ball of butcher knives, is that DC can't keep up because they have this Warner Brothers who is out here buying up all these other companies and is not looking to shell out this money and doesn't want to be patient. Like this, in order for them to make this right, it needs to be patience and it needs to be a hard ass reset. But they don't have the time to do that. So I mean, essentially, we're going to get what we got.
They have the time to do it. They just don't want to.
Right. That's what he's saying, the patience part. No, actually, I thought about it because Rita mentioned how they keep starting and starting and redoing and retconning. I'm like, that's actually pretty much DC's MO. If you think about how many retcons they've had in comics and how many crises and restarts and 52s and stuff.
It's fucking whack. But it's whack as fuck. Like,
look, seeing a crisis every couple months in the comic books is okay. Seeing that shit in real life is like,
right?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, y'all
fucking. Y'all need to have a better handle on y'all shit. Because what the fuck is this? Like, what's going on? And I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're right. That is their MO. Does it make it right though?
Yeah, yeah. Follows lore. So we've already talked about Black Adam and everything. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't know if for anyone who wants to learn more about Black Adam, y'all can check out my Character of the Week's stuff on my YouTube page. I did Black Adam several years ago. But for now, let's go ahead and roll our current Character of the Week. So let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage. Character of the Week. So, today's Character of the Week is the Devil of Hell's Kitchen himself, the lethal lawyer, Matt Murdock, better known as the Daredevil. His father, Jack Murdock, or better known as Battling Jack Murdock, was a boxer, down-and-out boxer, who kind of had a recent turn of events. So, during his boxing matches and stuff like that, he's winning, and he's thinking like, yeah, I'm doing great, until he finds out that his manager, the Fixer, was actually fixing the fights. Who knew? He didn't realize that until he told him, hey, I'm gonna need you to go down. This was in like the 3rd or 4th round. And he's like, wait, what? And then he told him like, yeah, you think you've been winning on your own? Nah, it's been me. I'm the fixer. I fix things. And he decided not to go down, and he was killed by the fixer, because that's what he does, fixes things. So I bypassed a little part of his origin. That's his basic whole like Batman-esque storyline. When he was a kid, he had some radioactive chemicals that was splashed in his face by the out-of-control truck. You know, instead of just, I don't know, dying, he was blessed with sonar abilities, kind of like a extra sense or radar, and his vibrations and stuff like that. It also heightened his other senses, such as touch and feel and taste and smell. That ability is got him able to do things with his athleticism, which also was part of the chemicals, where he's just really blessed with genes. Instead of being some blind kid who was down on his luck, he was trained by another blind master named Styx. He was kind of like a almost canceled, lower tier, not so great Spider-Man knockoff. What ended up happening is Frank Miller decided to fine-tune his origin and his story, and that kind of boosted his popularity. It also gave way to what's known as the street-level superheroes, such as Punisher, Luke Cage, stuff like that. He also went to law school as Matt Murdock and became a blind lawyer, mostly pro bono cases, helping out Hell's Kitchens, those who can't afford proper legal counsel. That's where Matt Murdock comes in, heart of gold. He'll like be part of the prosecutor, but at the same time, he'll also, if he get away, he just beats the crap out of him. And thanks to She-Hulk, he's been reintroduced into MCU ethos, because now, the man without fear, we know, Daredevil. Frank Miller at the time, in the late 80s, early 80s, whatever, when he redefined what Daredevil is nowadays, like that's the actual definitive Daredevil. It's like the ninjas and like a lot of Eastern philosophies and stuff like that, and added that to, which gave that character a little bit more depth for Daredevil. He added more of a gritty crime feel for Daredevil, but because of stuff like that, that laid the groundwork for another independent comic company that started taking some things as a parody, such as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They saw the ninja element sweeping up, they saw the mutant element sweeping up. I don't know where Turtles came in, but they just threw that in there. Instead of the Hand, which is the ninja organization that's been fighting Daredevil, they have the Foot Clan. There's also a secret thing about the fact that the same chemicals that splashed in Matt Murdock's face as a child also were the same chemicals that dripped into the sewers and hit 4 turtles. Dead ass, look that up. So Daredevil's also been involved in a lot of the media too. I forgot the guy who played him, but he's been involved in a couple of Incredible Hulk made-for-TV movies. He was just a guy with a black mask on. It was creepy, weird. Then later on, he's also been featured in certain cartoons, like Spider-Man cartoons, of course. But of course, his real prominence came from the Netflix Marvel series, where the Daredevil had like 3 seasons of pure excellence, especially the hallway fight scene. Charlie Cox is definitely like the quintessential Daredevil, because that's the guy who played him in there, and he's also showed up as She-Hulk. Also, I'm gonna die on this hill, but the 2003 Daredevil movie was not that terrible. It's not great. I'm not saying it deserves awards. I'm just saying that at the time, for what it was and the type of atmosphere that most comic movies have, it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, I said it. Stand by it. 100. So, we salute you, Daredevil, the man without fear, because he banged She-Hulk. Back to you guys.
Like, share, subscribe.
You know what that screams to me? White supremacy lives.
Bro.
And it lives in my comic books.
Bro,
God
we're
damn
back.
it.
Come on, Rick.
No.
We're back.
No, fuck all that.
We're back.
Black has every color in it. So it should have been the Black Lantern.
Do you see what you started, Graham?
Revolution.
Do you see what you started? You started the Green
Black
Lantern
power.
talk, and this is where the
Black
fuck we
power.
ended up.
Black power.
Hey, the Black Lantern ring is hot. We should get Black Lantern rings. I do like
Next-
that. But anyway,
next thing you
So,
know-
like I
next thing
said,
you know,
okay, so
Kanye
hey,
West-
that's my Character Week segment. Tune in to my YouTube page sometime tomorrow or Tuesday or whenever I feel like it, because, you know, your boy's depressed right now, so I'm not really on top of my game. But when I upload that, like, share, subscribe, and put a good comment in there, and make me smile. Let's go.
Hey,
All right,
Genocide Circus. Hold on, I'm sorry, Trey. Genocide Circus says I was a diehard Bullseye fan to that movie. Oh, you didn't like Colin Farrell's portrayal? You didn't like You're Special Baby, but I'm magic. You didn't like that? You didn't like
you
killing
didn't like the fact that he
Peanut?
said. You didn't like the fact that he's all like, "What can I do for you? Give me a costume." And he gave him a coat. Like,
He killed an old lady with a peanut and watched her suffocate.
have you ever been on a plane?
Do you know how dangerous? Do you know how dangerous of an art form sacred geometry is, nigga?
Sacred geometry.
The fact that this man had a bullseye like burned on his skull, like instead of having like
Instead of having a cow so you can walk
Yo,
around. Like,
hey, what fraternity is that?
I don't know.
Because you know fraternities give brands. So Bullseye had a Bullseye
Q's.
branded.
That's the Q's, ain't it?
I don't know.
No, all
Q's
fraternities
get
do
branded, but so do Kappas also get branded.
And I believe
So
Sigmas too, don't they?
Sigmas get branded, and Alphas have been branded as well. You know who doesn't? We don't know about Iotas. No shade to y'all. We just don't know. So let me go ahead. Next topic. So yeah.
Speaking of brands.
Let's be talking about directors in the next comment. Trey, I'm gonna need you to do your job, please. Thank you.
I keep getting interrupted, so it's hard to do. But I actually gave you guys my option for a director I'd like to see take over something. I would like to see Steven Spielberg do a Green Lantern movie with a new Hal Jordan. Do not fucking go get Ryan Reynolds. Leave him alone in Marvel where he is. He's fine where he is. He's happy. Don't make it. We don't need a joking, snarky, smart ass Hal Jordan. We don't need that. We definitely don't need no fucking Tyrese as Jon Stewart. Okay? No, don't fucking do that. And don't get cute with it. And don't get fucking Trevor Noah or some shit like that. Don't fucking do it. Leave it the fuck alone. But that's my first pick for a movie director combination I would like to see. What about you guys?
I'm thinking Michael Bay doing Iron Man would be a good one. Yeah.
Please
Okay.
expand on that.
Yeah, expand on that for me. Yeah.
Well, if you remember how he did Transformers and Ninja Turtles, and it's just like over the top, like CG metallic, crazy mech thing, and focus more on the actual aspect of the mech and then like over the top grandeur, the explosions and special effects. I feel like that probably would have been better for Iron Man than, I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr. and we always want to love him, but he was never like a snarky, sarcastic guy, and I feel like Robert Downey Jr. kind of changed Iron Man. So I feel like Michael Bay with explosions and could make a good Iron Man movie.
That would be the most bro doggiest Iron Man ever in existence. Just
Iron Man would have a 6-pack.
Put Chet Hanks in the role and just go ahead and go from there. If Michael Bay is going to direct it, it's going to have all the toxicity, and it's literally going to be Demon in a Bottle storyline, except for wait a minute, hey, what's happening?
And then you get like slow motion and lens flares and all kinds of stuff and dramatic pauses as he's looking at the bottles with lens flare and the dusk.
He would never be in the suit. He would be shirtless with gauntlets on, and he would have a force field around his chest to protect him.
What Michael Bay movie are y'all talking about? Where you think
that's what he's gonna be? It's gonna be a bro up dude. He's gonna cast Channing fucking Tatum. That's what he's gonna get. Or the dude from
Channing Tatum as Tony Stark. Have you seen Channing Tatum?
Not recently.
Yeah. Him and his friend from 21 Jump Street, they switch bodies. But anyway.
Oh wow. Didn't know that.
Okay.
The guy from okay, good.
No, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt anybody.
I couldn't remember what the hell I was going to say, but go ahead.
Okay, so follow me for a moment.
Down the rabbit hole.
I know sometimes I can be a little far-fetched, but I feel like I would want to see Hype Williams direct the next Falcon, not Falcon, but Captain America 4. The reason why I say that is because in the show, we pulled like the black cards, like it was more so like him embracing his African-American like lineage, but also like trying to cater to white people in a way, right? So I say, fuck all of that catering. We're just going to be super black. And I want to see Hype Williams direct the movie for that reason. It's going to give us everything. Like, think about it.
I am.
Yo, I'm sorry. I have to get this out because I can't hold on to this no more. I'm picturing the opening scene from Belly,
How
but
do you
instead of
want
Nas,
it?
DMX,
How do you need it?
I'm picturing Sam
How
Wilson,
do you want
Isaiah
it?
Bradley, and Patriot walking into a Hydra base
With the lid with the
fisheye lens and with them fucking contact lenses in and just
But
wiping the
think
bitch out.
about how bomb the movie would be.
Have you seen Hype Williams
I
doing
will
the
take
actual
it.
movie though? Like other than Belly.
At one point, the leader is eating a banana, going, "I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit."
No, that's Zemo. That's Zemo. Who'd be like, I don't like that shit. I'm gonna say a couple of words in Russian.
Like, but y'all mean to tell me that shit would not be fly as fuck? Like, of course we could talk. Like, y'all are just stuck on Belly. But I'm just saying.
I'm just thinking.
Like, coming off of the TV show, right? Like how the TV show ended. Y'all don't think Hype would be a good director for this movie?
There's a reason why. No,
fucking Natasha. All right.
He's like, like Winter Soldier, like Winter Soldier and like Bucky and Falcon are talking to him.
In the comment section thinks that it would be a good fit. Thank you, Mr. Comic Book. Or
Bucky and Sam would be in the car. Hey Sam, don't you ever feel like life is just pointless? Sam, ain't no point, dog. Let's get this money.
Fresh as Tony Stark.
No. Bucky would be having like an AK-47 in the mansion. He's like, yo, okay, you cockroaches.
Yo, Isaiah Bradley just randomly screaming out, "I'm the original Don Dada." Oh, I need all of this. I want.
Do you know? But Belly to this day, like, think about it. Even though Belly, yes, y'all are joking, but it lives rent free in everybody's mind, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what I mean by that. If he had the opportunity to actually direct another movie, I think he would surprise you. And you would probably give him more credit. Like right now, we're making a joke of it. It is funny. I ain't gonna hold you. But like I said, Belly lives rent free in everybody's mind.
Busta Rhymes is MODOK.
But no, hold on. Oh, no. So going off of that, Hype Williams also directed Law Abiding Citizen.
Yes, he did.
I'm joking, but also at the same time, I really do like that vision. Like, I think that would be a really good choice.
A better fit, I think, would be give him Luke Cage. Then you have the street. You have literally the streets, and you got a nigga that can't die.
Does he? I don't know if he only deserves the streets. Is what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like he could do this.
I don't know about you giving them the higher up the tier you go, it get more difficult it gets.
Yeah, honestly, but like he said, he directed Law Abiding Citizens, which is a phenomenal freaking movie if you've ever seen it. So that's like you kind of downplaying him a little bit. I feel like if you're giving him Luke Cage.
Well, Zizna says Blade. Hype would do a dope.
That was my other possibility.
That would be good.
That was my other movie. If not Falcon, Blade, and I feel like he would crush that shit. That was my other. I was getting into that, but he beat me to it. But yeah, I was also thinking Blade.
Okay.
Which would be lit as fuck.
I like them both. I like those shows. Black Panther would be dope. I mean,
Rick, have you gone yet?
I have not.
I'm still.
Cool. It's all good. It's all good. I got you. So mine, I actually have two. I have two, and I kind of want you to follow me here, right? So I would love to see Anna Kendrick portray Squirrel Girl, and I would love to see Angelina Jolie direct that. I think Angelina Jolie would do a good job of being able to frame the character and being able to show her abilities while also implying some. Anna Kendrick would be perfect for it because she looks like a fucking squirrel. But it would just go hand in hand. Then also my second one is I would love to see a Storm movie done by Nia DaCosta.
Ooh.
Okay, now that I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
Just because I mean, like I loved the more recent Candyman. Like some people didn't really like it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good rebooting sort of or carrying on of the character. So I feel like I feel like I would really enjoy that. I would love to see, you know what I mean, the portrayal of Storm as going from young girl and young orphan in Africa to being honored as a goddess amongst her tribe, and then joining up with the X-Men at the end of the movie. And I feel like Nia DaCosta would do a good job of being able to frame that, showing the lineage.
I feel you on that one. I'm with it.
Showing the lineage of the character.
Okay, I'm gonna throw up a audible then, because I also just thought about it, because someone mentioned John Woo being in some for DC EU. So again, walk with me here. John Woo directing Deathstroke movie.
Ooh.
So you get the you get a hero. See, think about Deathstroke. Like I said before, like he pretty much goes where the like they made a Peacemaker and
Graham.
No.
Stop
it, Graham. On something there. Okay.
Deathstroke goes where the money resides. Where the money resides.
Right. And throwing some random moral obligation, like I don't know, some child is trying to pay him for something. He's all like, heart of gold, some easily, boom, there you go. But yeah, John Woo, Deathstroke the movie.
Hey, the shootout scenes would be fucking amazing.
Until Warner Brothers shows up and is like, hey, we got to put Batman in here. Make it happen. And it's
no, you know what? Honestly, Warner Brothers would show up and be like, Nightwing has to go in this. Nightwing right now. Or make him fight the Teen Titans. That's what we want.
Damian, who hasn't even been introduced to the MCEU. I mean the DCEU. Got to shovel him in here because they had a good movie a couple of years back, an animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the idea. I would like to see it. I'm sorry I had to reply to Leveler Dixon. He said he wanted to see Angela Bassett back in the day. Yes, Angela Bassett as Storm was the choice the people wanted, but she's playing Black Panther's mother now. We're not going down the DC rabbit hole of changing shit up mid-stroke. No, we're not doing that shit. No, she's already casted.
Changing it is what it is. Up mid-stroke.
I meant like
stroke. And you know how bad that is. Like, yeah, you like that? Yeah, all right, well, I'm gonna do something different. Like, that's basically DC.
I would love to see Zendaya in a Marvel role, maybe as Jubilee. Again, she's Mary Jane.
Yeah,
she's been casted. And also Jubilee is a woman of color. She's Asian. Leave it alone.
She could be Blasian.
Wait, Queen so Zendaya is not a woman of color? Yes.
Well, Jubilee is Asian American.
No, she. Thank you.
So by putting Zendaya as Jubilee, unless she's going to be like half Asian, it doesn't.
No, I hear what you're saying, but Zendaya is also. I feel like the wording was not the best because Zendaya is a woman of color. She's just not Asian.
Because I think that the theme that kind of got picked up here was that we're putting people of color in different roles as well. So that's what I meant by that. If it offends anybody, I do apologize. It's not my intent. I'm just saying she's already filled. The role's already filled. So, she's already filling another role.
Genocide Circus. Don't nobody want to see a fucking Deadshot movie. Fucking.
Because then Will Smith will show up for that real quick.
Oh, Will Smith just out here.
Never mind. Go ahead.
You know what? I'll take a Deadshot movie if Chris Rock plays Batman. There you go.
Keep my daughter's name out your fucking mouth.
Okay, I think with that said, we should up to and down at that point.
All right.
All right. If you guys want to join us in the Discord, I'm dropping a link here. Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier.
No,
Make sure
I'm
you
sorry
like the
about
video.
That.
It's cool, man. It's shit happens, but we still had a great show. Make sure you join us in the Discord if you want to have the conversation after the show with us. We will be there for a little bit and share our shit. So we can.
Karuchi.
Who the fuck is Karuchi?
No, the chick that Chris Brown was banging or something.
So y'all feel like Karuchi would be a good Jubilee?
I didn't even know that myself.
She is an actress.
The fuck has she been? Is that how you spell her name?
Has been a show called Claws. She was in Claws. I think there were some other things she did. Don't quote me on this. It's a TV show that only chicks
Genocide Circus. You're not getting. You're missing everything. All right.
So, yeah. That's enough because Horace is
Stop
sleeping.
typing, people. I'm trying to type the shit in.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. So here we go. Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink. And we are out. Like, share, and subscribe.